To record the best possible audio in Adobe Audition, you need to take care of several things. We will cover each one individually. The first important thing is to select the correct microphone. To check which microphone has been selected for recording, go to Adobe Audition Settings. In Adobe Audition Settings, click on Audio Hardware. The default input is your microphone selection. If you do not see the correct microphone selected as default input, please select it from the drop-down. You also need to have an idea of what name your microphone is appearing under on the list. For example, I have a Sennheiser microphone connected to my computer through Scarlett 2i2 USB audio interface. Selecting the audio interface means selecting the microphone attached to it. For you, the microphone may be connected through a USB cable, or you may be using a different audio interface or mixer. Whatever it is, make sure the correct name is selected as the default input. It is a very common mistake to record with the wrong microphone. Recording with the wrong microphone will lead to poor audio quality, and you have to record again. Always remember to check the microphone before recording. Because it is related to system settings, and if the microphone is disconnected from your computer somehow, this selection will change automatically. To be safe, always check audio hardware before recording. If you do not see your microphone on the list, ensure it is connected to your computer and then restart Adobe Audition. I will keep all other settings as they are and move to the next configuration. Once you have checked microphone selection, check the input level. There is a meter at the bottom in Adobe Audition. Double-clicking inside the meter area will show its current level. Of course, you will see this level while you record, but you can check it before recording to make sure everything is okay. While you talk, the meter level should be between -18 and -6 dB. Being in that range means you are getting good enough audio data without distortion or clipping. They also show some levels in yellow and red. Yellow levels mean you should be cautious as you are quite close to clipping. The maximum reading on this meter is 0 dB. If you record beyond 0 dB, your audio will sound clipped and distorted. Oftentimes, those audio are not recoverable, resulting in poor audio. If you can be in the range of -18 to -6 dB, you will have enough room for post-processing and will get high-quality audio after processing. To achieve proper levels in the meter, you have to talk from a proper distance, usually 4 to 6 inches from the microphone. You also have to adjust the gain in your audio interface or microphone to hit the desired level in the meter. Once the microphone has been set and the levels are okay, you are ready to record your session. You can either open a new audio file from the file menu at the top, or you can hit the red record button. Once you hit the record button, you can set some configurations for the audio file. The first configuration is the file name. You can set a file name if you wish, or you can do it during export. I will do it during export, keeping the file name as it is. After the file name, you see the sample rate. For voice recording, the sample rate should be 44.1 kHz, and that is also the default value. There is no good reason to change it for voice recording, but many people change it due to wrong or misinformation. We are dealing with voice recording, and there is no good reason to choose a sample rate other than 44.1 kHz. A lower sample rate will degrade the recording quality, while an upper sample rate won't make any difference for our use case. Instead, a higher sample rate will require a lot of hard disk space. So the bottom line is to record in 44.1 kHz, and that would be good for audiobooks, podcasts, and voiceover. The next field is recording channel. You should record in mono. For voice recording, you don't need stereo recording. Recording channel other than mono can introduce some complexity. To keep things simple, always record in mono. Then comes the bit depth. The bit depth should be 32-bit float. Once again, many people change it without understanding what they are doing. There is a lot of misinformation out there, and people modify it without understanding the consequences of their actions. 32-bit float is the safest option for recording your voice. In summary, you do not need to change the default configurations for these fields. However, many people are misinformed about these settings, so I discussed them in a bit of detail. I will now click OK, and the waveform of the recording will appear. Please note that the volume level of the recording will be quite low compared to the current narration, but don't worry about that at the moment.
I have been teaching audio stuff for a few years now, and I keep hearing the same thing from many beginners. Everything feels too technical, or I don't even know what I am looking for. I get emails and messages all the time from people who feel stuck, who want to record something, but just don't know how to put the pieces together. That's why I created this guide. I have kept everything simple, clear, step by step, no fancy language or confusing instructions. Just the basics explained in a way that actually makes sense. I do offer one-to-one help too, but I know that's not something everyone is looking for. So the goal here is to give you solid help that you can follow on your own, even if you have never touched a mic or opened an audio editing program before.
The recording has been done, and we see the waveform of the recording on the screen. We edit and process this waveform for the final audio. But before that, it is always a good idea to save the original recording. There are two options to save the audio just after recording, using the Save or Export option in the File menu. I haven't saved any audio file from yet, so I will use the Save option. Please note that both Save and Export will work. You will get a pop-up window with different configuration options. For example, you can set the name of the file to save, and the location you want to save. I will save it inside the Audition Samples folder on desktop. You are free to choose your location. I will give the file a name, Recording Test. I will save it as a WAV file. It is always a good idea to save the raw recording or original recording as WAV. Because WAV format is a lossless format and your audio data will be as it is. I will keep the other options as it is and click OK. The file is now saved, and we can check from the location. I will browse to the Audition Samples folder where I saved the file. You can see the recording test WAV file here. I can open this file in Adobe Audition at any later time and do the editing or processing. I hope now you have a good idea of the overall recording and saving your voice. The next step would be to process this recording so that we can get high-quality audio. I will just tell you in a moment where to look for that tutorial. If you want to learn audio editing well for voiceover, audiobook narration, podcasts, or content creation using Adobe Audition, I have an Adobe Audition bundle for you. The Adobe Audition bundle has a beginner to advanced course and some pre-built presets to make your sound better in one click. You will learn both beginner and advanced tricks of using Adobe Audition from the course. Your audio can be processed with just a click using the pre-built presets. The bundle is available on my shop and my Patreon page. I will give the links in the description for you to check them out. I hope you get a clear idea of how to record your voice. Recording your audio isn't the end of story, you also need to process it for higher quality audio. If you want to learn that, please follow the video on the screen. If you want to get a PDF of that process, you will find a link at the end of the description.